Always a pleasure to talk to their skipper, Brian Snitker. You see him there, and he says hello. Skip, it's a pleasure. Great to have you with us as usual. And here is another year for Atlanta. I'm sure you guys are chomping at the bit. One step away last year from getting to a World Series. You made great progress. Got to have a good vibe in camp. Let me get a little sense on that first. Go ahead.
Oh, it is. Every year it seems like we've taken another step forward. We've gotten bigger, stronger as an organization, as our club, and the guys are excited. I mean, we were, kind of feel like there's some unfinished business, and we did some really good things in the off season. Everybody's, like you say, just they're chomping at the bit to get going, and it's been awesome down here so far.
Well, we'll continue on that theme in a sec. I'm amazed, Brian, that, you don't seem to get a lot of love. I know you don't probably pay too much attention to it. Me, little sports talk guy does. But, they have the Mets ranked ahead of you. Vegas has you only at 91 wins over under. It's almost like the Braves, for some reason, kind of fall under the radar. San Diego gets all the love. The Dodgers, of course, are the Dodgers. But it's almost like you're a little underrated in the National League. Do you sense that? And if you do you get that message across? Let me get your thoughts on that. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? It's been like that for the last 3 years. And you know what? That's why we play the games. They're a driven group. They're a very competitive group. And I think, like I say, everybody's looking forward because once the season starts, none of that even matters.
And, of course, the division's going to be a little tougher here. Mets have been very active. Phillies bring 2 guys back. Washington made a couple little moves. Marlins are always competitive. You know them well, and you guys did your thing. Top to bottom, probably the best division in the sport. Thoughts on that, Skip? Let me hear.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And, we just, this division, the teams just keep getting stronger, and guys do things to make their clubs better. And, but we hope with another year's growth of our young players and the additions that we have that we're going to be right there with all those guys. So, it's a tough division, and especially for an offensive player when you're have to go navigate through all these guys that are, Cy Young Award winners and everything else. So, but our guys, they love the competition, and we're pretty good too. So we're anxious to get the season started.
You'll be in good shape. What's the number? Give me a couple of questions you need answered here in the next 3 or 4 weeks, Skip, that you're thinking about, just, whether you want to find out your third baseman situation, another pitcher. What are you thinking about here in spring training?
Yeah, I think our bullpen, again, we lost some really key guys in that bullpen. We returned some really good players, guys that had great seasons last year, and there's going to be some interesting guys out of that bullpen. I said a year ago today, Tyler Matzik wasn't even in our camp. He could have arguably been our most valuable pitcher in the bullpen. So, somebody's going to surprise us. Somebody's going to take a big step forward, get an opportunity, and do some good things. And offensively, on our club, I mean, it's I think there's always competition. I tell those guys, until you get a baseball card, there's competitions for jobs, and you have to come out and earn the right to continue on. So we'll see. That's why we're going to play these games also. But we like the way the club's shaping up, and like I told the players the other day, we're going to take the best 26 north with us.
All right, Ozuna now, you might still get it, but you have to think that you're not going to get a DH in the National League. So Ozuna's got to go play left field, and he's not exactly, he's not Barry Bonds out there, to be fair. And you have to figure out what your pitchers are going to do as far as bunting and all those kinds of things. Give me some adjustment standpoint from those 2 aspects. Go ahead there, Bri.
Marcel worked really hard. He was a primary DH last year, but he and DeMarlo Hale worked every day in the outfield. He worked on his arm, in the fielding, and he was very diligent on doing that, I think, in preparation for possibly the fact that we don't have a DH this year. So we started our pitchers bunting today. That'll be, something they're all excited about doing that. So we'll kind of take it. It's earlier than we ever have as far as into camp and putting a bat in their hands. So we're going to probably get them a few more repetitions swinging the bat as we build them up to that. But we feel good. We're going to do what we got to do. Marcel is I'm so glad we signed him back. And like I say, everything that he brings to our club, and I think his hard work all last year and what he's been doing to this point in the spring will pay off.
Hi, Morton and Smiley. Morton, of course, we know what he can do. Smiley's been hurt a lot, but he's got a nice live lefty arm. Give me your thoughts on those two added to your pitching staff. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's great to get Charlie back. This is where he started, and Charlie's again brings that instant credibility to our club, and will be a great resource for our young starting pitching. Smiley has been through. You threw the ball great last year, so hopefully he's got a lot of injury problems behind him, and I think it's really good to have the established major veteran type guy in our rotation to go along with Max and Ian Anderson and hopefully Soroka.
All right, let's go to Soroka. We know a major injury, but he's a young kid. It seems like he feels very good about himself. Do you think he'll be in the rotation first week of the year? You're going to take it slow? Let me hear his timetable. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't know that we have a specific timetable yet. He's going to check all the boxes. The medical staff's doing a great job. You're right. He is a young, strong kid that's been very diligent and dedicated in his rehab. I saw him a lot in the offseason when I was at the ballpark. But we're going to be smart about it, and we'll take it a step at a time and see where he ends up. Physically, he's doing great. He's throwing off his sides, and actually had him working around on the mound today a little bit. So it's just going to be one of those things. We're not going to rush him by any stretch. We're going to be smart about it and just and see where it ends up. And obviously we'd love to have him at the beginning of the year, but if it doesn't work that way, then that's okay. We'll get him back at some point.
All right, two more. One is on the spring training with this, basically pod schedule. A lot of games against the same few teams, but not a lot of travel. That's good, too. Kind of a different feel this spring. Let me get your thoughts on that for a sec. Go ahead.
I haven't done it yet, but I kind of like it. We're playing a lot of American League teams down here where we train, and it'll be Port Charlotte is just right up the street. So as it lines up, I kind of like the fact, when we were in Orlando, we'd get on the bus at dark and get home at dark. So this is going to be great for us. I think we'll be able to work out at home a little bit if we need to. We'll be, make sure that we get all the fundamentals in. And right now, I'm kind of a fan of it, to tell you the truth.
All right, and last thing, Brian, I did not realize it. I don't know if most of us did. Atlanta people did. I didn't realize how close you were to Henry Aaron. We saw that memorial service. I saw your speech there. You got all choked up. I did not know that you were that tight with the legendary number 44. Go through that for a sec. Go ahead.
Yeah, Hank is very, very instrumental in the reason I'm sitting here talking with you right now. And he was a close friend. He was very good to me, my family. He was an unbelievable boss when he ran our minor leagues, and just a wonderful man. It was a big loss for our organization, for me personally, because I lost a good friend, and I'm proud of the fact that everything that I'd been through with Hank and how close he actually was to him. So that was a tough day and a big loss for our organization, for baseball, for the world. Crank was a great man, did a lot of good things, and he'll be dearly missed by a lot of us.
Good job there, Skip. Good to talk to you. We'll check in again before opening day, we hope. Thanks for a few minutes. Stay healthy. Appreciate you coming on.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Good to see you.